Hi, welcome to Social Science and Political Life, Class 6, Chapter 1, Understanding Diversity. In this chapter, we'll discuss about what does diversity add to your lives. Diversity in India. How do we explain diversity? Unity in diversity, and at last, some fun activity. Now, what does the word diversity mean? In fact, the beauty of the word lies in the diversity of its people. Let us take example from your classroom. Look around. And see anyone who looks exactly like you do. People are different from each other in many ways. Not only do they look different, but they might also belong to different regional, cultural, or religious backgrounds. These differences enrich our lives in many ways and also make them more fun. All these different people who come from all kinds of backgrounds and belong to all kinds of religions and cultures help to make India so interesting and so diverse. Now, what does diversity add to our lives? How did India become like this? Are all kinds of differences a part of diversity? Can diversity also be a part of unity? We will try to find out the answers. Each student in your classroom not only looks different but also has different habits and speaks different languages. There can be many more such differences between you and your friends. This aspect of being different from one another is termed as diversity. At the same time, some of you might be of the same age or might share some similar interest or belong to the same age. This refers to the similarity that exists between individuals. And despite this apparent diversity in a class, it remains a singular unit where students learn and play together. Accepting diversity is a way of life. Each human being is different or diverse from one another, as each has a different set of skills and interests. Some people are good at painting, while others are good at writing. Some others might be good at singing. Some may choose to become lawyers, doctors, engineers, or architects, while others may have the skills to become actors, painters, or writers. The underlying fact is that each human being is unique, and these differences must be appreciated. Diversity thus is needed to add variety to life and to make it more meaningful. So, as we discussed, everyone on this earth differs from each other in terms of appearance, behavior, culture, and region, and many more. So, have you ever noticed Why the peoples they differ from each other? What makes them differ from each other? People living in different parts of the world follow different religion, practice different type of culture, have different types of food habits, wear different types of clothes. So have you ever noticed why this happens? What makes them different in different sense? People show diversities in their eating habits as well. Some people eat non-vegetarian food while some others eat vegetarian food. Now try to look around your surroundings. The area where you live, the city, the town, the street where you live. You must have visited your friend's house and seen that they must be eating a different food, a different type of clothes they must be wearing. Try to correlate with the food and the clothes you wear. A person may follow a particular religion while another person may follow another religion. So, as you know, that throughout the world, different types of people follow different type of culture, religion, food habits, even their dresses, they differ from each other. So, this is a question for you. Why do people differ from each other in different parts of the world? And what happens? What makes them united? Still the peoples are united. If we talk about the country India, you know that in our country, people from all types of religion, they live here, follow different type of culture, they have different food styles, food habits you can say, wear different types of dresses or clothes in different parts of the country. So isn't it interesting? It also means to recognize our individual differences along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socio-economic status, age, physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, and other ideologies. So, whenever we move around in our day-to-day life, we are bound to see people of varied tastes, social background, religion, languages, culture, customs and tradition. This set of differences and variety is known as diversity. A spirit of democracy prevails in our country. Let us take the example of our country, which has allowed diversities to prosper. Diversities are found in the human society. A man lives in a society because he cannot fulfill all his needs by himself. He depends upon others for the fulfillment of his various needs. A farmer produces food grains not only for himself but also for others. At the same time, He depends upon others for the fulfillment of the various needs such as clothes, building materials, education, medical services, etc. In this way, people are interdependent on each other. That is why man is considered as a social animal. We live in the society in different social groups, but essentially speaking, we are all humans. Also, it is a democracy which encourages diversity. Now, look at this image. You will find all over the world people, they differ in terms of appearance, in terms of height, shape, color, and in different countries of the world. Look at the image. In Kenya, the peoples, how they appear, the type of clothes which they wear. Australia, Holland, the type of dress. Germany, in fact India, you know about the sari, the traditional dress, the dress which the women of India normally wear during all the occasions. Same way the other countries like Japan and Korea. Now let us discuss about our country, India. In a vast country like India, there are many regions. Each region has its own culture, language, food habits, literature, dance, music, etc. Such diversities have enriched India's culture and heritage. So, dear friends, you must have visited the different places of our country and must have tasted the different types of food available in different parts of the country. If you go to Jammu and Kashmir, you will find a different food habits, different type of food, culture, and the type of clothes the people wear in that area. Similarly, the southern part, you will find totally different food types, culture, and the type of clothes the people wear. And as you go towards the east, you will find difference in food habits, clothes. Same way, if you go towards the western part of the country, you will find totally different type of food and the clothes the people wear in that area. So, people's living in different parts of the country, they have different types of food habits, they enjoy different types of food available in that area, and the different types of clothes they wear as per the geographical requirement in that area, as per the religion practiced in that part of the country. So, now why people's, all different types of people which are found in different countries, so people living in different parts of the country, they differ in terms of their height, They wore different type of dresses. They ate different kinds of food. They speak different languages. They worship different gods and goddesses. And they celebrate different religious festivals. And they are from different socio-economic backgrounds. And some of them have had different physical abilities and disabilities. Now let us talk about understanding the diversity. Everyone on this earth differs from each other in terms of appearance, behavior, culture, reason, and so on. India can be considered as a country of vast diversity. Understanding diversity means to comprehend that each individual is unique in its own. It also means to recognize our individual differences along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socio-economic status, age, physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, and other ideologies. Now, what does the diversity means? So, by now, you must have understood what actually the diversity means. To make it simpler, the vast range of things that we find in and around us is known as diversity. So, I have already discussed that. Around your place, the surroundings where you live, you'll find differences in terms of the food habits, the clothes, even the type of settlements the people live in, languages. So all they differ. So for understanding diversity, let us take an instant. Say our Mother Earth. There are different varieties of things such as plants, animals, rivers, trees, birds, flowers, etc. So this is diversity. So to be more simpler, diversity means difference among people on the basis of religion, language, eating habits, etc. is called diversity. Now let us be more clear about the diversities. Benefits of diversities we will discuss. Historic and geographical reasons of diversity. Diversity in India, and last, unity in diversity. So a person may follow a particular religion while another person may follow another religion. Different people speak different languages. Even if they speak the same language, different people among them may be speaking the same language in different essence. So this is diversity. People show diversity in their eating habits as well. Some people eat non-vegetarian food as we discussed, while some other eat vegetarian food. For example, majority of the people from Gujarat are vegetarians. On the other hand, majority of people from West Bengal are non-vegetarians. So difference is there. Now what is the benefits of this diversity? Diversity gives many benefits in our life. Diversity adds variety to the way we live. We learn to understand and respect different types of culture because of diversity. We learn to think from different angles because of diversity. Had there been no diversity, it could have been a boring life for us. So probably, dear children, you like reading and hearing stories and adventures about different animals, people, and even ghosts. Perhaps you even enjoy making up stories yourself. Many young people feel happy when they read a good story because it gives them lots of ideas to make up more stories. People who write stories get their ideas from all sorts of different places, from books and real life, and from their imagination. So many have lived in forests close to animals and chosen to write of their fights and friendship. Others read really accounts for kings and queens and wrote stories about love and honor. Some dipped into their own childhood memories of school and friends and wrote stories of adventure. Imagine if all the storytellers and writers that you have heard and read so far were forced to live in a place where all people wore the same two colors, red and white, ate the same food, maybe potatoes, took care of the same two animals, for example, the deer and the cat, and to entertain themselves, played snakes and ladders. What kind of stories do you think they would write? So let us now discuss influence of geography on diversity. Geography has great influence on various aspects of our life. Geography influences the way we look, the food we eat, and the clothes we wear. India shows great diversity in terms of geographical features. Following are some examples of diversities which resulted because of the difference in geographical features. Let us take example of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir is a cold place because of its proximity to the Himalayas. So people of Jammu and Kashmir are fair skinned and generally tall. Because of the cold climate, people usually wear warm clothes. Look at the image, the dress and food of Kashmir, and the food which they eat. So you will find a vast difference geographically in terms of food, clothing, even the different type of cultural practices in that area. Let us take example of the southern part of the country. The southern India experiences hot and humid climate. Majority of people in the South India are dark skinned and are usually of medium height. Most of the men in South India wear vest, which is known as lungi, which is comfortable for the hot and humid climate. And people eat lots of rice, and coconut is used in most of the dishes. So this is the difference in the food of South India and the topmost part, Kashmir, of our country. So here we have an image for you. The dress especially worn by the peoples of South India, and the food. Now this is a picture which shows. Now here, yes, this is the food of South India, especially you must have tasted the dosa idli, the sambar and bada. And this is the dress worn by the people of South India. You can see the lungi. And the people in West Bengal also experience hot and humid climate. Hence, most of the people in the eastern part of India are either brown skinned or dark skinned. They primarily eat rice and fish. Fish is the main part of their food. This picture shows you the dress of the West Bengal area people, especially they wear. And the food. Rice and fish is the main food eaten in the West Bengal. Now let us talk about the history, influence of history on diversity. Geographical and historical factor influence the diversity of a region. In fact, the geography of a place has an important bearing on the history of a place. It has shaped the art, customs and the way of life of the people of India. History also influences diversity. Many food items which we consume have come from different countries. You know that. The chow mein, the momos which you have eaten today are not the food of our countries. Long before noodles became favorite in India, which is known as the semia, you can say, has been in use in our country. Like noodles. Vermicelli has its origin in China. Potato, tomato, red chili and many other vegetables came from different countries. So, try to find it out. The different types of food which are not the common food of your region, which have come from other parts of the country or from other parts of the world. Since ancient times, people have been traveling from one part of the world to another. Most of the people travel for trade, but may also travel as pilgrims. The travelers brought with them their food, clothes, culture and religion. So you know that the local people made those things a part of their daily life. As a result, we started eating new kinds of food and wearing new kinds of clothes. Many people also became followers of new religion. Let us talk about the examples from Ladakh and Kerala. Now, before going to the Ladakh, let us discuss that India is a country of different type of diversities. You can talk about the linguistic diversities. India has a diverse list of spoken languages. At least 800 languages and 2000 dialects have been identified. Of these, 22 languages have been recognized by the Constitution. Some of these national languages include Hindi, Gujarati, Manipuri, Santhali, Telugu and Urdu. One would think this variety of languages would make it difficult to communicate, but on the contrary, Respect for each other's language and knowledge of a common language like Hindi or English help people to communicate with each other. So this is diversity. Unity in diversity. Same way, religious diversity. India is probably the only nation in the world to have such a wide variety of religions. It is the birthplace of several religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Jainism. It is among the few places in the world with a sizable majority in population. The existence of churches, temples, masjids, stupas, gompas, and dargahs like the Ajmer Sharif reflect the amazing multiplicity of religious practices in India. The mode of worship of each religion is different, but each teaches the same thing. Same way, we have diversity in food and festivals. People celebrate their festivals also according to their local custom and rituals. The common elements in the celebration is that they celebrate humanity. Some of the common rituals which are followed in most of the festivals are processions in the streets, decorations of homes and sacred places, traditional folk songs and dance performance, special dishes, flowers and lights. So, coming back to the regional and cultural diversity, let us discuss about the Ladakh. So Ladakh is a cold desert in the eastern part of Kashmir. Since this place is covered with snow for most parts of the year, very little agriculture is possible. People are mainly herders or sheep, goat, and yak. They use milk and meat of these animals as food. They also use hairs of these animals to make wool. They weave pashmina shawls and sell them to traders in Kashmir. So, the scarce natural resources have been judiciously used by the people in that area. Agriculture is very difficult here as we discussed. Whatever water is available in the area comes from the snow melting from the glaciers during the summer months. As crops grow, the villages pray not for the rain but for the sun to melt the glaciers and liberate the water. In the past, Ladakh became recognized as the best trade route between Punjab and Central Asia. For centuries, it was traversed by caravans carrying textile, spices, raw silk, carpets, etc. Goods were carried on the ponies from the Amritsar to Central Asian towns of Yakan and Khotar. On this long route, Leh was the midway stop. And as we discussed, the famous Pashmina, better known as Sesame wool, comes from the eastern Ladakh and western Tibet through Leh to Srinagar, where skilled artisans weave it into shawls known the world over their softness and warmth. The Pashmina wool is produced from a special seed that the people of Ladakh keep. This wool is prized and is very expensive and fetches good money in the international market. Like the land itself, the people of Ladakh are generally quite different from those of the rest of India. You can see the dress and food of Ladakh, the typical dress of Ladakh and the food which they eat. The faces and physique of Ladakhis and the clothes they wear are more like those of Tibet and Central Asia than of India. This is because the cultural exchange that took place between the original tribes of Ladakhis and Tibetans. An example of this exchange was the spread of Buddhism to Tibet, which took place through Ladakh. In fact, Ladakh is called Little Tibet. Buddhism remains a dominant religion in Ladakh. But other religions also exist. Islam was introduced here from the West about 400 years ago. Today, there is substantial Muslim population in Ladakh. The imposing structures show a blend of Islamic and Tibetan styles. We find that both the Muslims and the Buddhists sing and perform Kesar Saga, the national epic of Tibet. So, Ladakh was on the important trade routes in ancient times. So, due to this, many travelers from different parts of the world always came to this place. People of Ladakh interacted with those travelers, and due to that, the Islam was introduced. We have already discussed. Let us talk about the Kerala. Kerala is on the southern tip of India, Kerala has been an important center of trade since ancient times. Traders came here to trade in the spice. Because of travelers, Christianity was introduced in Kerala about 2000 years ago. Similarly, Islam was introduced through the traders from the Arab world. Vasco da Gama, who was Portuguese traveler, was the first to discover the sea route between Europe and India. He landed his ship in Kerala. The European culture came to India after that. So its unique geographical features have played an important role in the cultural and commercial history of India. People of Kerala follow different religions like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism and Buddhism. The fishing nets which are still being used on the coast of Kerala resemble the Chinese fishing nets. These are called the Chinawala. A utensil used for frying is called China chutney. These things show that there must be very old trade connections with China. So trade relations with Arabian brought Arab settlers also to the coast of Kerala. As trade between Kerala and the Muslim countries increased, many Arab Muslims came to Kerala and settled down on the Malabar coast. The travelogue of Ibn Battuta, who visited Kerala between 1342 and 1347, gives detailed information on the Muslims in different parts of Kerala. He writes that all the halting places were houses belonging to Muslims, at which Muslim travelers stop and buy food and other provisions. Muslims are the most highly honored people. Similarly, traders from the court of Kublai Khan introduced huge fishing nets in the Kerala. These nets are set up on teak wood and bamboo poles. This is called, we have already discussed, the Chino. Though Kerala and Ladakh are geographically different, the two cultures have some common traits. Both the regions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders. It was their respective geographical locations that determined their trade. While Kerala came to be known for its spice trade, Ladakh became for its pashmina. Thus, the cultural life of a region is often formed under the influence of its history and geography. Now let us discuss diversity in India. India is a highly diverse country, by now you have understood. Followers of almost all major religions of the world live in India. Followers of different religions are different in many aspects, like customs, festivals, beliefs, eating habits, and traditional customs. The huge diversity makes our country rich in terms of cultural differences. Now, unity in diversity at last. What does it mean? The term unity in diversity was first coined by Jawaharlal Nehru. Nehru coined this term because diversity proved to be the strength for our country. When the British came in India, they thought it is easy to rule a diverse country like India. They even tried to divide and rule policy. But our struggle for freedom proved them wrong. Most of the people of India opposed the British rule, irrespective of religious or cultural differences. It was because of our unity in diversity that we could be successful in getting rid of the British rule. So this is how we are bound together. This is the meaning of unity and diversity. So people from different backgrounds work together against these British policies to divide and rule. So in spite of the religious, linguistic and regional diversity, we came together as a nation to fight the British and became an independent nation. National integrity lies in unity. The whole country is bound as a civilization due to its common history, thereby preserving the national identity. So that's all with this chapter. I hope you must have understood. Now, some fun activity. Make a list of the food that you have eaten from different parts of India. And make a list of the languages beside your mother tongue that you can speak at least 1 or 2 words. Thanks. Meet you in the next video.